Listen to this. Recently, Coach Todd Monken appeared on ESPN and didn't hold back as he dropped his raw, unfiltered opinion on Shedeur Sanders, giving a straight-up, honest breakdown of what he really thinks about him.
Picture on Shedeur, just year one, just what you see on film.
I think you see playmaking ability. I think you see a player that is confident in his skill set. So when you see that playmaking ability and inner confidence, you say, okay, there's something to work with there. So that I think that's the thing that excites you. I said it this morning that 15 or 20 years ago, they would have said that Shedeur Sanders was athletic. They would have said he could escape. Well, the game's changed so much to now he's not a mobile quarterback. No, he's mobile. He's just not as mobile as what we've come to. We've come to where Lamar Jackson or the quickness that these players have, their escapability is completely changed from when it was. But I do think what you see on tape are those aspects. A very young player that really didn't grow up in a pro-style offense. It's not his fault. That's okay. I was at Oklahoma State with Brandon Weeden, and we were air raid, and he got drafted here. He didn't grow up in that. That's not their fault.
Hold up. Y'all catch that? They've got something. They've got something. That's the kind of thing you probably wouldn't have heard from the previous coaching staff. We're talking about a coach who's already stepping up and owning the process. At the same time, he's still building up his quarterback with confidence. And to me, that wasn't a shot at Deion Sanders. It wasn't a shot at Colorado either. That's basically a coach saying, if I've got raw talent in front of me, like most quarterbacks entering the NFL, I don't care what system you ran in college. This isn't college ball. And once I get my hands on you, now I've got a job to do. The rest is on me.
Do it as tough as it is possible to do. And you do that in all things. You die hard.
A pro-style offense isn't praise or criticism. It's simply a description of how the system operates. You're talking about snaps from under center. You're talking about calling plays in a huddle. You're talking about full-field, multi-read progressions. And you know who else didn't run a pro-style offense in college? Joe Burrow, Baker Mayfield, and Patrick Mahomes.
Have a shot there at Deion in this program at Colorado.
I don't think it's a shot to say that wasn't a pro-style offense.
Well, I mean, it wasn't a pro-style offense, but Deion worked very hard to bring in as many NFL-style people and people that had NFL connections and people that could basically teach Shedeur how to do that. And like some of the responsibility that might have fallen through the cracks there at Colorado, for Monken to highlight that, if anything, that showcases to you, I think what he's trying to explain is the idea that he didn't think Shedeur was ready enough or prepared enough to go ahead and play last year, and he feels like he's going to be able to get him there.
Shedeur wasn't ready, when that's not even close to what was said. They skipped right over the part where Monken literally said out of his own mouth, it's not the fault of Shedeur Sanders. It's not the fault of Colorado. Man, I swear it feels like if they can't land one angle, they'll go after the next. Meaning, if they can't directly come at Shedeur Sanders, they pivot and start targeting Deion Sanders, or sneak in these passive shots whenever they get the chance.
They tell me from, I guess, he asked his teammates, from Todd Monken, what he said. And listen, I go back in, Sims and what's the name, Florio was talking about it. He said, man, don't nobody make no big deal of you changing your number if you're not going to be the starter, or if you're not going to be a dude that they're thinking about playing.
I've been building this take for a while, so I don't think this is not going to be like, oh, did you hear Nick's new take?
Okay.
But I think I'm going to write it in stone with a small caveat.
Okay.
Because today's about finality, right? Mel Kiper's final mock draft of the season.
Yeah, because apparently 8 days away is the time that you do this.
Everyone's like, this is who this team is going to everybody's doing it across Odyssey of all the many stations.
Yeah.
We have 7 more shows to do before night one of the NFL draft.
Yeah, a lot of shows.
Like, you think of the content at the very least here. All right. So I am pretty convinced that this is all just built. I don't think it's a legitimate quarterback conversation. I think this is about Shedeur doing everything they say, and if he does it, he's going to be the starting quarterback because that's what this is gearing up for. And the only caveat is if they love somebody in the draft if Ty Simpson is the 6th pick that we just don't know.
There's somebody that we just don't know.
Yes.
Because the other explanation is it's Shedeur versus Deshaun, and neither one of us is taking that any bit serious to begin with anyway.
What?
On my way into work today, I heard LaShawn McCoy talking about Deshaun Watson should start because they owe him money, or Jimmy should get something else out of it. And so those are going to always be talking points. And besides, what is it, April 14th? You kind of need something to talk about. I think that Deshaun Watson is going to be highly motivated, and I think that Deshaun Watson is going to do everything that he can to try to win this quarterback competition. The problem is, me personally, I'm a long way away from those days to where I actually trusted Deshaun Watson to stay healthy, trusted that Deshaun Watson can perform like he did in 2020. Right now, the only thing that I trust is that he's highly motivated to go out here and compete for the starting job. Past that, I can't say I trust much else.
So it is the off season. It is April. This does feel familiar, right? Yeah. But it's a long way away. So locally, you're closer to it. Well, Deshaun, it's been years. It's been a year and a half since he's played at all. And that game that Ian Rappaport referenced is going back to November of 2023, right? It's like that's a long way away. And locally, I think there's a better feel that logic and the Browns too often have not been friends. All logic says is Shedeur Sanders. All logic says Shedeur deserves the chance, needs the chance, is the most direct line to getting away from Deshaun Watson. So as I've heard these same these months and through my travels and talked to people, media, work in the league, there is a shrug your shoulders like they're paying them. Like that's how teams operate. And we'll see. A week from today, they will be on the field for a mini camp, and there will be an all too early impression argument. Somebody's got to be first, right? Somebody's got to judge on what's going to be seen there. But all logic continues to say that the best thing for the Cleveland Browns is to give Shedeur Sanders every chance, every ounce of runway, every opportunity to win this job. And if he can win it, if he can keep it, if he can grow and sustain, that's great. But there is no way that in the Cleveland Browns' long or short-term thinking that they should be thinking Deshaun Watson's the best for this team in 2026, because 2023 and 2020 were both a long time ago.
And I've been saying this for a long time now. If everything is truly equal coming into training camp and both guys are on the same footing, then they're basically starting from the same line. No favoritism, no shortcuts. Shedeur Sanders should get the nod. Right now, there's a real buzz building. People are getting excited about the Cleveland Browns again. People are actually paying attention to the Cleveland Browns like they haven't in a while.